Women on the Front Line, International Women's Day 2021.
I'm Miriam Lyons. I am an assistant teacher primary at St. Joseph Boys RC School. I teach first year infants. It has been very challenging. I lost my husband to cancer at the beginning of the pandemic. School shut down in March. I had about 2 months home with him before he passed away on Labor Day on June the 19th, 2020. It was hard. Soon after that, I had to adjust to life as a single parent for the first time in my life, having to live through a pandemic, through a lockdown with 3 children. My children are 12, 10, and 6, and being emotionally supportive for them as they lost their father at such a tender age, being locked down, unable to see friends, family, go out, do anything, you know. And then the news came, and then my daughter also wrote SEA in the middle of all of that. The news came that we were not opening school, and there was a complete paradigm shift as to how teaching and learning we knew it to be, which were trained for it to be, and completely switch to online, to take everything that you once knew was life and put it into a computer. Balancing teaching in this way, teaching my age group in this way, and then monitoring my own children in their school. My daughter started a new school. My second child is now writing SEA this year, and my little one, monitoring him has been difficult, because the age group I teach, they all have a grown-up with them as a facilitator. And I cannot be that facilitator for my infant. So it has its struggles. I still have to balance home life, make sure to eat, cook, clean home, you know, and still be a leader, still be able to carry that and educate the minds of tomorrow. It has taught me, as the old saying goes, you don't know how strong you are till being strong is all you have. It has taught me self-resilience, how to reach deep down inside to resources I never knew that I had to be able to function and to carry on. I have 4 brothers and a sister, and dealing with my husband's illness, my mother got her Alzheimer's diagnosis the same year that my husband got his cancer diagnosis. But I'm also the first girl in the family. So therefore, I am also an emotional support for everyone, my siblings and my dad. And that in itself was challenging, but it's my nature, I guess. I am as my principal tells me as well, she likes me in infants, I'm a very maternal person. I get that from my mother, that's how she was. My siblings always tell me that, you know, Miriam, you need to take care of yourself as well, because you can't pour from an empty cup. And I now realize how important it is. You know, the pandemic has gotten me to reconnect with my sister, because our jobs and everybody is busy, and she's the only one I have out of, you know, and she has been an emotional support for me as well. I've had a very strong support system with them, my dad and my in-laws, my brothers-in-law. My husband only had brothers, and my parents-in-law. And they are like second parents to me. I could not have better in-laws. And I have had a very, very strong support system. Doing my little reading on the pandemic and research, there's some unofficial reports have come out where they have been doing studies on countries led by women. And so far, their mortality rate is lower than countries being led by men. Their infection rate is lower. It's still new, you know, they're trying to figure out why. Some of the belief is that when women are leaders of countries and in places of power, they tend to focus a lot on social issues, building up this social support for their citizens first. And once you have that, as I said, like with me and my own support I had, once you have that proper social foundation for your country, everything else builds from there. And I believe with the pandemic, it has taught a lot of men what women go through on a daily basis, because women are expected to be the homemaker, have a career, have a life, do everything it's just society and just how life is. When men, mostly on the front line, they work, they come home, they have their job and their career. They don't have the additional responsibility of being the heart of their home like women do. And I think the pandemic and men being home more with their families have shown them that. And I really believe coming out of this, and I really hope that there would be more equality for women, especially as well as women in leadership because of it. Because people now have a more understanding of what it is to be a woman in today's world. Yes, I do believe that men and women are equal. There are some things I do believe that men alone may be able to do. Like there are some things only women can do. Only we can give birth. They say when you're pregnant, when you're delivering, you have one foot in the grave because your body goes through so many changes just to have a child. And women need to be celebrated because of it. We are the only, our species, not just humans, but generally all animals, we're the only species that could give life. And whether you're a woman who has given birth, who has not, we are all mothers in some respect, some regard. We have nieces, we have nephews, we are teachers, we have children, and it's something that needs to be celebrated across the globe because being a woman is a phenomenal thing.
Women on the Front Line, International Women's Day 2021.